Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial on Untitled Tutorials. I am Josef Botnar. In this tutorial I'm going to talk about creating classes in separate files. In the last tutorial I talked about defining classes, and I defined a class in a same file with the main method. This time I want to create classes in separate files. So let's see how we can do this. In order to do this, I'm going to create a project from the scratch. So click on create a new project. Here you go. You go here on the top and make these selections in order to narrow the selection inside this list. Yeah, you just choose here C++, the platform or the operating system you work with, and here console. Yeah, and select this console app, and be careful to have the C++ there. Yes, because we are going to work in C++. Click on next. So I intend to create a simple calculator which will perform a simple arithmetic operations. Therefore, I'm going to name this this example, which will create classes in separate files, calculator. Yeah, okay. Click on create button. The project cannot be created because another project already exists in the folder. Yeah, I think I've done this project before in C++. So let's put here 0, 1. Let's see now if Visual Studio let me to create this project. Click again on create button. Also this project exists. Yeah, so let's put double, 0 and 1. Let's see now. Click on create. Here you go. Here you go. Let's remove these comments. We don't need them. Let's remove this cout output stream. Also, I don't need it. So this is the file. This calculator 001.cpp is the file which contains this main method. In the last video tutorial, I created a class. I defined a class inside this file which contains this main method. This time I'm going to create classes in separate files. So we have two options. Go here on Solution Explorer, right click on the project, select add, and here click on class. This will pop up this dialog window, and as you can see here we have two files. After we write the name of the class, actually Visual Studio will complete these two boxes automatically with the same name that the class has. So in order to create classes in separate files, we have to create two files. A file which has this extension H, and another file with this extension CPP. Yeah. So this is a recommendation that files to have the same name as the class, in order that the app to be the code to be more understandable. All right, but if you want, you can write a different name for the file than the name of the class. Yeah, up to you. So I'm going to write the name of the class. I'm going to write calculator. Yeah, and as you can see, automatically Visual Studio filled these two boxes with a name for these two files. The name is the same as the name of the class. Yeah, So after I press OK button, Visual Studio will create two files. One file, as you can see, with this extension H, and another file with this extension CPP. So click on OK. Here you go. I launch again a Solution Explorer. As you can see, the file with H extension was put by Visual Studio inside this folder, header files, and another one, this file calculator with this extension CPP, was put by Visual Studio inside this folder, source files. As you can see, this file contain already this include calculator.h, which is another file created. Yeah, it is about this file. And as you can see, the class was created automatically by Visual Studio inside this file with this extension .h, which is named header file. Okay, so I'm going to delete these two files in order to show you another way to create the files which will contain the class and the member of the class. All right, so let's remove them. All right. So I go here on header files, right click with the mouse, add. Now, if you select again a class, will pop up the same window, yeah? But we don't don't want that. So again, add and select new item this time. And here, select either header file or C++ file, yeah? I'm going to start with header file because I launch this window from the header files folder, yeah? So I'm going to write here the same name as I did for the class calculator, yeah? All right. And be careful not to remove the extension of the file, yeah? .h, which is a must in order that this application to work properly. Now click on it, and as you can see, the file was let's rename the file. Just I noticed I missed here this letter A, calculator. Okay, enter. So as you can see, the file was created inside this folder header files. It is a header file with this extension H. Practically, literally, I don't have anything inside this file, as you can see. I can remove this preprocessor directive because I don't need it. In this way, if you create files, you have a bit more work to do than the another one what I showed you before. Yeah, have you noticed that Visual Studio created automatically the class? We don't have the class here inside the this header file. Yeah, if we go with this method. All right, now in order to create the CPP file, the C++ file, I'm going to go on this folder, source file, right click, add, and select new item. And here select the C++ file with this extension CPP, and I'm going to name it calculator, the same name as I put for the class calculator. Yeah, all right. Don't remove this extension. Yeah, .cpp. Leave it there and click on add button. Here you go. So as you can see, Visual Studio created this file inside this folder, source file, calculator.cpp, and we don't have anything inside the file. Before, when we used another method, here was created automatically, was included automatically by Visual Studio, the header file. So let's do it. So I'm going to type include So as I told you, I intend to create a simple calculator which will perform arithmetic operations. Yeah. In order to do so, I'm going to define a few functions. Yeah, one of them is going to be the addition function having this type of void. Yeah, void addition with these two parameters a and b with the integer type. Yeah, curly brackets. And here inside the body of the function, I'm going to write std double colon cout output stream in order to display the text and the result of addition in console. Addition, I'm going to put here equal a space, and here the addition operation between a and b variables. Again, std double colon and line. Yeah, here you go. We have here some errors. Always when you encounter errors, you go on this yellow bulb, click on the arrow, and here you have the solution. We have to include this library yourstream in order to use this output stream cout. Yeah, click on it, and here you go. Visual Studio included this library yourstream. Now, as you can see, the errors disappeared. So let's release this application. As I told you, I intend to generate errors intentionally because I think in this way you will understand better how this creation of classes in separate files will work. Here you go. We don't have anything here because in this way actually we didn't receive anything. It wasn't displayed anything here in console because in this way actually this application will not produce anything. We have to call this function. To call this function, we have to go here inside the main method, and I'm going to write the name of the function. I'm going to write here two arguments like 10 and let's say 20, yeah, and semicolon. Again, we have here error. Let's go on this bulb, and we have to include actually Visual Studio is saying we have to include this file calculator.cpp, which is not correct in my opinion. Let's give a click. Actually, we have to include here the header file and not the cpp. Yeah, so let's change this. All right, okay, let's release this up again. Let's see what is going to happen. As you can see, we have errors. Let's see what kind of errors. Identifier addition is undefined. Addition identifier not found. This is happening because in C++, if you don't put here above the main method the prototype of the function, you will receive error. So the compiler doesn't know about this function, can't identify the function if you don't write a prototype. Yeah. So let's write here a prototype for this function. Yeah. So the type is void addition, and these two arguments or parameters a and b with integer type. Yeah. Here you go. Now this application should work. Let's release it again. Here you go. Here is the result. Addition equal 30. Yeah. So this is the result. It worked, but what is the point to put here this prototype? I did this just to show you. This is a alternative. But what is the point to have a header file, a separate header file. Yeah, so let's put this on inside the header file. Yeah, let's cut it with the Control X and paste it here with Control V. Yeah, let's release now again this application, and we are going to receive the same result. Yeah, as you can see, addition equal 30, as you can see here. Yeah, all right. So we have the definition of the function inside this file calculator.cpp. As you can see, it is about this function. Inside the header file with this extension .h, we have the prototype of the function, and inside the calculator 001.cpp, where is the main function, we are calling the addition function. Yeah. Now we can continue. Yeah, with another functions to perform the next arithmetic operation, like subtraction, multiplication, and division. I'm going to copy this and paste it another 3 times, and here I'm going to change addition with subtraction. Here multiplication, and here division. Here you go. Yeah, and now I go inside this file, and here I'm going to write the definition of those functions. I'm going to copy this with Ctrl C and paste it down here another 3 times. I'm going to change the addition with subtraction. And here I'm going to change plus with minus. Here multiplication. I'm going to put here asterisk, which is the operator used for multiplication. And here division. And I'm going to use this backslash as division operator. Here you go. And now what is left to do, just go here inside this file, where is the main method, and call all those functions. So addition, subtraction, let's put the same values, the same arguments, 10 and 20, multiplication and division. Here you go. Let's release this up. Let's see the result. Here you go. Here is the result. Yeah, I have to change the text for another 2 functions. Here should be a multiplication and here a subtraction. But here is the result, the 30. Yeah, 10 minus 20 is minus 10. 10 multiplied by 20 is 200. And here we have 0, yeah, because we receive the result of the division between 10 and 20 is 0.5, yeah. But because we have integer type for parameters, the result will be truncated, and we receive only 0. Yeah, but we can fix this. All right. Okay. Let's go here to the to definition. Let's change this, and here division. And here where we have the calling of these functions, I'm going to put here 20 and here 10, and the result will be 2. Yeah, it will be an integer in this way. So let's release again this application. Here you go. Addition equal 30, subtraction minus 10, multiplication 200, division 2. Yeah, here you go. So the app works, no problem, but there is something. There is a problem because the topic of this tutorial is to make object-oriented programming. Yeah, is to use classes. This way to code is a procedural programming, specific C programming. Yeah, it's not object-oriented programming because we are using functions, only functions, as you can see. So in order to use classes, to create the classes, we have to go here inside this file, calculator .h, and we have to write this keyword class, and after the name of the class, calculator, yeah, curly brackets, enter. As you can see, the end of the curly brackets is ended with this semicolon. So pay attention for that. And now let's put these prototypes inside the class curly brackets. Yeah, and let's save it. Yeah, let's see if now this works in this way. Already you notice that I received the error. Here is written identifier addition is undefined. Yeah, because all the classes by default in C++ are private. So now calling the function here, actually the compiler can't identify these functions anymore. Don't have access to this function here. Yeah, because by default the classes are private. Another problem is in order to access these functions, yeah, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, we have to create an object. We have to make an instance. Yeah. So let's go on this bulb. Let's see what is saying this bulb. Yeah. We don't have here the solution actually. This is not the right solution here. So first of all, I'm going to create a object. Yeah, using the name of the class. Always when you create an object you make an instance, yeah, and it's recommended to use the same name as the class calculator, but there should be a little difference, like the first letter to be a small letter or a lowercase letter. Yeah, now I'm going to use the name of the object here in front of these functions. In this way now I'm able to actually to access these functions using this object. So calculator dot. After I press this dot, actually here should appear a list of these functions. And as you can see, the error is still there. Why? Because now these functions, the definition of these functions are member of this class calculator. Yeah, and that means I have to put here the name of the class here in front of the name of a function definition, calculator double dot. Yeah, as you can see here now appear all the list with all the functions. Yeah, calculator, I'm going to copy and paste this in front of the name of each function. Yeah, all right, let's save this. But I still have errors. Why I still have errors? Yeah, let's see if the bulb helps us. Yeah, it helps us because it's saying identifier subtraction is undefined. But let's release the application. I think the error received here in the error list is more explicit than the bulb. Yeah, yeah, we have here the last one. You see, calculator addition cannot access private member declared in class calculator. So as I told you, by default the classes in C++ are private. Yeah. In order to be able to access these functions, we have to make this public. Yeah. So I'm going to use this accessor public and tab and the colon. Yeah. Here you go. Now, as you can see here, disappeared actually the the error. Again, calculator dot. After I press dot, here is the list of the function, yeah. And here I've got now subtraction, yeah. And I'm going to copy this and paste it in front of the name of the function. Now this application should work properly. Here you go. Here is the result. Actually, we received the same result. Addition 30, subtraction minus 10, multiplication 200, division 2. Yeah, we received the same result, but the method used is different. Now we used the object-oriented programming. Actually, we used a class. Yeah, here inside this header file, we created a class, and we created an object here inside the main method in order to access all these functions: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Yeah, and also we use the name of the class in front of the definition name of the function. Yeah, as you can see. And before we used the procedural programming in order to receive this result. To summarize what I have done in this tutorial, in order to create classes in separate files, you have to create two separate files, a header file. Inside the header file, you will define the class and the prototype of the functions. Yeah. Another file, what you must create is a Cpp file, yeah, where you will write the definition of the functions. And also you have to include the header file inside the Cpp file. Inside the file where is this main method, you will call all the functions. But there is something else what I need to tell you about these preprocessors. Yeah, I'm going to type this hashtag, and this preprocessor if and def, and I'm going to write this identifier calculator underscore h. Yeah, again here I'm going to write define another preprocessor, define the same identifier, and here the end of the if and def preprocessor directive, yeah, and if. So as you have seen, my application worked without using these preprocessors. But usually you will meet this preprocessor directive in a header file. Why? So it's saying that using these preprocessor directives will stop the multiple inclusions. Actually, they are not part of C++ language. They communicate straight with the processor. So when the processor will meet this if and def, will work like if statement. If is not defined, this identifier. And as I told you, in order to avoid and to stop to include the same identifier, we are using these preprocessor directives, and then another directive is saying if it's not defined, you define this identifier, and here is the end of this preprocessor directives, yeah, and if. So this is the meaning of using these preprocessor directives to avoid using the same identifiers, the same preprocessor directives which are using the same identifier in application. All right. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. See you next time. Bye bye.